What's going on? What's going on? How you guys are doing? Um, Woke up with some things on my mind this morning, regarding how the MTA conduct business against people of color. And it's bothering me because I know a lot. I don't talk about certain things because of timing, but I woke up with some things that's really bothering me regarding how MTA management function and how this, how they say good old boys club, and out of this good old boys club, a lot of us is not accepted. Our access has been denied. It will always be denied. They don't want us in there. But what's going on, Dominique? What's going on, Rilda? Who else we got in here? That's all I see. If you're watching this, feel free to share it out. I just want to discuss a few things. So it has come to my attention that Jason Brown, the superintendent, who was basically slapped on the wrist for his racist rants on Facebook, was protected purposely, and I have the proof. I have the proof that Jason Brown was protected, and the way that they protected him was by they had to delete stuff out of his file before he went for discipline. So one of the reasons the arbitrator said that Jason Brown got off easy was because he had an unblemished discipline record. Come to find out that unblemished record wasn't really so. Back in 2015, Jason Brown was counseled about his racist behavior via Facebook. And Jason Brown's excuse was that he posted it on Facebook on his page where only his friends can see it. MTA management, because the people who's involved with this is Paul McPhee. He's the chief officer of New York City Transit. Barry Greenblatt. And I like Barry, but he is also responsible for this. And labor relations, Axelrod. Axelrod basically was the man in labor relations during this time. And they basically let him off the hook for his racist comments because he said that he put it on his personal Facebook page and someone shared it from out of his friends list. Now, that is no excuse, because if it is, Progressive Action is a private Facebook group. So anything that's written in Progressive Action, no one should get in trouble for. And we are going to launch an investigation about this. Because I know of people personally who got in trouble for writing stuff on Facebook. In fact, I have defended a train operator who wrote something on his personal social media page and received days in the street. Now, another example of how, management protect their own, the good old boys club, because this is what they do. It's all about the good old boys club. I was just made aware not too long ago that there is a video floating around of a TSS letting someone who's not qualified to operate a train, operate a train. Now, the person that they let operate the train is also a superintendent, but not a superintendent in RTO. They never was qualified to operate a train. They do not know how to operate a train. And in fact, a lot goes into operating a train. And train operators, they are not allowed to operate a train unless they're fit to operate a train. And I'm not talking about if they're drunk. I'm not talking about if they look high. I'm talking about fitness wise, health wise. If you have your blood pressure is high, you can't operate a train. If you have diabetes and it's not under control, you cannot operate a train. If you have heart issues and it's not figured out, you can't operate a train. If you have a headache, you can't operate a train. But this TSS allowed someone who wasn't qualified and didn't even know if they was medically qualified to operate a train. Now, like I said, there's a video of this, right? But to make this situation deeper is that it got reported somehow, but the end result was that the TSS didn't get in trouble because he's a part of the good old boys club. And the reason why he didn't get in trouble was because somehow management happened to get him his Dan late. So this is another game that management, the good old boys club, they play. So you have a TSS who made a horrible judgment call, because if you're not qualified to operate a train and you never was even in RTO, not even a conductor, why would you do something like that? I don't care if you could tell him to slow down, this, that, whatever the case may be. You're undermining the whole entire job. Why do train operators go through so much training if you feel that you could conduct someone who don't operate a train by telling them what to do and what not to do? That's not how it should work. But I don't want to really focus on that part. What I want to focus on is that once management became aware of it, they took care of the good old boys. And of course, the good old boys didn't look nothing like me, not of my hue. So management got the TSS his Dan untimely. Now, my question would be is this: how can you get how can a supervisor receive an untimely Dan? Supervisors have emails, they have home addresses. It's easy for them. It's easy to find out where they sign in at. There's no way possible for a TSS to receive an untimely Dan unless there's some type of corruption involved. And of course there was. Of course there was some type of corruption. And this corruption goes back to 3 people. Barry Greenblatt, Subway's vice president, the chief officer, Paul McPhee, and labor relations, Lenny Axelrod. How does that happen? How come when a train operator or conductor commit a serious offense, how come our DANs never come untimely? You guys seem to deliver it not even in the nick of time, but before the clock even starts ticking. But when it comes to The good old boys, you guys protect them. Like I said, there's video of this. I actually got the paperwork of this whole thing saying that it was untimely. Even with Jason Brown. Jason Brown did not have an unblemished discipline history. His discipline history obviously was wiped clean by MTA management. There is paperwork, and I have the paperwork. There is paperwork that says, once again, that Jason Brown was spoke to about his racist post on Facebook, and he was spoke to about torturing hourly employees through discipline. There is a record of this on MTA letterhead. So how did that go unseen? I don't know. Have to be some type of corruption involved. Also, for the MTA, first of all, the MTA played a whole entire game with this, right? So if you overcharge someone, like they put all the pieces in play. They overcharged Jason Brown. They wiped away his discipline history to make it seem like it was impeccable. And they presented this to the arbitrator. Do you think the arbitrator will really fire someone who have a history of unblemished, quote unquote, discipline record? No. The MTA purposely overcharged to throw this case. Purposely. And everyone who's responsible for covering this up will be held accountable. Because the media been hitting me up regarding this. They don't understand how someone like Jason Brown can get such a slap on the wrist for saying what he say, and not only that, but be allowed to be a supervisor again in any capacity. Everyone know that if someone that is I don't even want to go there. But if any other group would have said something about a protected class of people, there wouldn't have been no temporary demotion or suspension or anything. You would have paid with your career. You will pay with your career. And I'm tired of being the butt of all jokes, especially at our place of employment. The MTA have a history of this. When that supervisor wore that black face, they still promoted him. They gave him sensitivity training and still promoted him to govern over the people who he obviously don't like. Now, to be honest, and I said this before, that I don't believe that Jason Brown should have been fired. I don't believe that. But what I do believe is that he should never, ever be a supervisor ever again. I don't care if he's a supervisor of pen and paper, counting paper clips. He doesn't deserve to supervise over anything or anyone. Now, when it comes to management, purposely getting rid of or clearing Jason Brown record and making it seem like he has an unblemished record, there should be some type of major penalty in that, where you would have to be some type of major penalty, not a slap on the wrist. Now, I have been in contact with some major forces outside of the MTA regarding the MTA actions, because I have proof, and things will roll downhill fast and soon for management. Things will roll downhill fast and soon for management, because all of this is based off of our race here at the MTA. I don't want to water this down. I don't want to act like it don't exist. I don't want to act like there isn't a war against a certain set of people here when it comes to MTA management, because there is. There is. And for our union leadership, and we talking about the top leadership, I don't care if you have multicultural top four. We talking about the person at the top, Tony Utano. Where is Tony Utano outrage during this entire situation? Where's Utano outrage during this entire situation? When Pat Foy told Utano to have a safe Columbus Day, all hell broke loose. But when we have evidence of a manager who can change the trajectory of someone's career because they are a bigot person, they are a racist, there's no outrage. And the reason why there's no outrage is because that when it comes to the good old boys club, to be honest, there's no boundaries. There's no I'm union, your management. There's no boundaries. When it comes to the good old boys club, they stick together no matter what. And it has been brought to my attention that Tony Utano, the TWU Local 100 president, and John Chiarello, the vice president of Maintenance Away, has been conspiring with management to get me fired. And I believe this because the first time I ever met Kia, which is the old vice president of RTO, he told me that Utano wanted him to take away my shop steward certificate. I believe that Utano and Chiarello are conspiring to get me fired. Utano is that type of person. He's a coward. John Chiarello is a coward. They watch everything that I do. They are racist cowards. I'm not afraid to tell them this. I would tell them this to their face because they have crossed many boundaries with me. For those who don't know, Utano and Chiarello have made up this extravagant lie telling the MTA that I was bringing guns on MTA property. Do you guys know how embarrassing it is to have MTA police detectives, meet you at your work location to question you about guns, bringing guns on the property? Who am I afraid of to bring a gun on the property. Who am I afraid of? These cowards made up a lie saying that I was bringing guns on the property. This is the game that they play with black men. No, Rodney, this is not a joke. This is dead serious. I'm dead serious. They have brought so many secret allegations against me that they think that I don't know about. This is how these guys play. Hold on one second. I'm sitting in my car. I'm plugging up my phone right now because it's about to die. Could you guys still hear? If you could hear me, put your hand up as a comment. I want to make sure that I'm still working. Could you hear me? Could y'all hear me? All right, y'all can hear me. All right, cool. So I mean, listen, I'm aware of, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, these guys tried to get me kicked out of college. They have put races, I won't even say racist. They have put defaming posters up about me. They made me get lawyers. These guys are not playing fair. They even use your own people against you to get you up out of here. That's why I say the good old boys club, the good old boys club and the MTA is not separated by union and management. They are all one of the same. I understand that I'm a threat. I understand that. I understand that I created a platform that will disrupt their corruption. They will not be allowed to be corrupt in peace. I understand that. But I am not going to allow you guys to destroy me, put false allegations on me, put investigators on me, have people watching me and thinking that I'm not going to say anything about it, or think that I'm just going to take it. You guys have taken it beyond levels that I didn't think, but that was me just not giving enough credit to the real enemy. You know what I'm saying? And to all the black union reps who know what Utano is doing to me, know what he had planned for me. You know, I have a family. I have a young son. For you to stand back and watch Utano lie to try to take away my career, you are also the enemy. All of you. I don't want to hear that, oh, you know, we was going to tell you. I don't want to hear that. You guys are just as guilty. Angelique, they can't break me. They can't break me at all. They wish they, that's why they throwing everything. I mean, once you dip so low to have police meet me at work, to tell you the truth, I didn't even know that there was a MTA, the police detectives. I never even knew that existed until they met me at my work location. And it was so embarrassing because I had a coworker call me and say, Tremel, I think you got police waiting for you I had to report to Brighton Beach that day. I think you got police waiting for you at Brighton Beach. And I'm like, police? Nah, he's joking. He's joking. He was dead serious. And they already arranged it with RCC. They already arranged it with supervision. So everybody knew what was going on, and they was allowed to keep me for however they wanted to. The first thing I asked them was, am I being arrested for anything? They said no. And then they started questioning me. But this is the game that these people play. This is the game that they play. There's so much stuff that I go through fighting for stuff that it seemed like a lot of the members just don't care about, that it's crazy. It is crazy. You got your union attacking you. You got the management attacking you. You got all these attacks going on. Then you got people wanting to talk slick. And I, to tell you the truth, I never experienced disrespect until I started advocating for members. Never in my life. All the years I done ran the street, all the years being amongst gangsters and a whole bunch of stuff, I never was disrespected. And if I was, it just was what it was. But I did not experience disrespect until I got here, because people like to hide behind that MTA logo. People think that just because that I'm a quote unquote public figure that they could say whatever they want without consequence and all of this. This is crazy. Now, none of it really bothers me, but just the what you deal with on a day-to-day basis, fighting, no days off. And I love it. But it can wear you down sometimes, you know, especially when you got cowards doing it. Cowards. Tony Utano is a coward. John Chiarello is a coward. How can you get the police? How can you call the police on me and telling them I'm bringing guns on transit property? Do you really think that I'm afraid of you? Do you think that? Are you stupid? They bugging. They bugging. But like I said, when it comes to the good old boys club, management and the union are the good old boys. Tony Utano, he's a good old boy. Paul McPhee, he's a good old boy. They good old boys. And they got and I'm their number one target, and I love it. I love it. I love disrupting corruption. I love disrupting corruption. I love it. I love it. I love rocking the good old boys boat. I love it. I love exposing their racism and bigotry. I love it. I love it. Y'all got the right one. I'm letting y'all know now. But for those who just tuned into the video, this video was basically about management being corrupt. Jason Brown, they obviously got rid of, they took some stuff out of Jason Brown discipline history. Everything, you have a file when you come to New York City Transit. Even if you get written up, beat it or not, certain stuff is in your file. Certain stuff is in your file. So Jason Brown file was clean. I have a memo with with MTA letterhead on it saying that Jason Brown was spoken to regarding his racist talk on Facebook. MTA management deliberately let him get away with it. They deliberately hid it. I got video of a TSS allowing someone who's not qualified to operate a train. The TSS, part of the Good Old Boys Club, miraculously got his Dan untimely. That's corruption. I have audio of I have various audios, to be honest with you. I got various audios. But I have a recent audio. Well, it's not recent, but I got an audio of system safety threatening a train operator, being very disrespectful towards a train operator. And make no mistake about it, you have people of color that want to gain entry to the good old boys club, and they would do whatever they need to do to prove themselves that they are worthy to get inside that good old boys club. So the good old boys club is a privileged place to some, but some use it for bigotry, some use it for racism, some use it for discrimination. Well, that's what it's mostly used for, and to marginalize. You know, discipline should be fair throughout this whole thing. It's not. Certain people are taken care of. This whole discipline system needs to be brought to the ground, burnt, and rebuilt. We don't need a labor relations. Labor relations serves no purpose. Labor relations serve no purpose to the average employee here besides discipline. What we can use is human resources. Human resources serve us no purpose. Labor relations supposed to be like human resources, and they not. You know, labor relations main deal is to give out discipline. That's it. That's their main function. Their function is to hand out discipline. But what I will say is this: sometime soon, I don't want to put a date on it, sometime soon, I will be showing you guys this video. I will be releasing the document from Jason Brown showing that he was spoken to regarding his racist Facebook stuff, and he still carried on. And the MTA, before, when he was spoken to before he was promoted, the MTA still promoted him because he's part of the Good Old Boys Club. Oh, and did you guys see my interview? It was maybe like when this Jason Brown thing first started, by Tanya Villanueva, where her and Jason was friends, and she had to cut Jason Brown off because Jason Brown had the nerve to ask her, "Why is your baby so black?" Did y'all miss that interview? And Tanya Villanueva is John Villanueva wife. John Villanueva is a superintendent. And all of them were friends, but Tanya said that Jason Brown was not allowed back in her home after he disrespected her baby, asking why is she so black? Why is the baby so black? Why is that any concern? Who would ask? If anyone's seen Tanya, Tanya is dark skinned. Why would you ask her why is her baby so black? Like what kind of question is that? What kind of what? But what I would say is this: I'm gonna release this stuff a little bit at a time. I'm gonna release the document with Jason Brown showing that management knew how he was acting and they still promoted him. They obviously got rid of the stuff in his file, and they did that on purpose so he could keep his job or go back to supervision. I also got the video of this whole TSS allowing someone who's not qualified to operate a train. I don't even know how a video came out of it, but someone must have made someone mad, and it ended up getting in my hands recently. So I got that, and I also got the paper saying that this TSS received his Dan untimely so he could escape the whole discipline thing. So we will be exposing management and their corrupt ways. I know they want to retaliate against me so bad. I know they want to shut me up. They probably want to kill me. It's all good though. I'm here. I'm here. For sure, I'm here. But we not allowing this Jason Brown thing to go down without a hitch. So we will be having a rally soon, showing our disgust for Jason Brown getting off. So stay tuned for that. But sometime very soon, I will be releasing the paperwork and the video regarding management and their corruption, and them protecting races and them protecting people within they good old boys club circle. Oh yeah, and check this out. I need you guys to start donating. Y'all, the donations, no donations. No donations. I don't understand. No donations. Y'all got to start donating to the platform. We are the only ones out there providing you with the real stuff. I'm talking about receipts. Receipts to get at management. Nobody is getting that management like Progressive Action. Nobody is getting that management like Progressive Action. No one. I'm telling you, no one's getting that management like Progressive Action. Donate to the Cash App. Cash App is Progressive Action 100. The PayPal is Progressive Action. Start supporting the people who support you. Support the people who support you. But sometime very soon, I will be releasing the paperwork. I will be releasing a video. And we will discuss it and put management on blast. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.